Most things in my life validate me. And I know I talked about this in my last video, but basically, you know, choices like, um, like wearing this thing right here on my nose, wearing it out. I wear it every night to go to sleep, and sometimes, I'll wear it out into the world, and it just it at first it was like, oh man, I really want to be able to breathe. You know what I mean? I wonder how people are gonna react to it. But most people just be like, what happened to your nose? Are you okay with your nose? And then I discuss it, and they're like, oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, good for you. And most people in the world validate that sort of thing, validate that choice, validate um, your individuality. And it's like if you focus on the fact that most people validate your individuality, then you have an easier time of being um, relaxed when when some people kind of have nerves or tension or just a weird thought that you can see flash over their face. Like, for instance, you know, you may talk to someone who's being you're in a conversation with people, and um, they're not sure whether you're a part of the group or whatever, and they're talking to you, and you're uh, and you can see on their face they're who is this guy? What? Just just a huge an emotion on their face. It's mm, 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 and you can project your own thing onto them, or you can just be most things validate me. I really don't have to push for any kind of recognition, or if you've met this person before or whatever. I mean, I'm obviously talking about something that's in my own life, but I mean, it's you you can give them the benefit of the doubt when you realize that most things validate who you are, like because you're not stressing for anything. You're really just oh, I should be chill, I'll be okay, you know with this interaction or without this interaction. And like if you are an awesome person, you realize most people are going to want to hang out with you, most things are going to want to interact with you, and you're doing them a favor because you really, most people just want to connect. And you have that you know relaxed mindset that most things want to connect with you because you are just so good at connection. Then you're just gonna be you're gonna feel like you deserve to have that conversation, because it's really, I mean, we all deserve it. You know what I mean? It's not I mean, it's not hard to um, feel oh, I can just go places and try things out. You know what I mean? It's people are really just stores. If you go to a store and you try a drink or whatever and it doesn't sit well, if you try a type of coffee, and it doesn't fit what you want, it's okay, there's so many other drinks that I can get out in the world. There's so many different things I could buy that'll that'll and that'll connect with me, that'll titillate you, or satisfy you or whatever. And that's how you can think about people too, where it's like, for whatever reason, they may not be ready to vibe, but it doesn't mean that, like, you know, they won't, to keep going with the metaphor, like, you won't um, eventually be the acquired taste in their life. And yeah, I mean, like, if you just kind of consider the fact that most things validate you and most things, you know, really are pretty good, and you stop focusing on, I don't know, whatever war is happening, or, whatever person is like angry at you, then you can really honestly do a lot of good in the world, because it's like, if you're, I mean, I've just never really done much from a place of, um, like, tension around, you know, fears in the world and stuff like that. Obviously, if you're tense in a job setting, or if you're tense in a school setting, you're gonna be tense, and you have to learn how to relax around that. Like, that's what work in school is. Like, that's part of how you grow and stuff. But, and also relationships. That's how you build friendships. That's how you build, you do stuff that you, part of you's like, oh, it's not going to be fun, it's going to be blah blah blah, but it's just like, no, that's just the pattern that you have. Like, it's obvious, it's going to be cool, you know what I mean? Like, and you don't know where things will take you, and that's what scares you, sometimes, is like, oh, I don't know where I'm going, I don't know how things are going to go, I don't know. It's like, no, like, if you have the knowledge that, like, most things validate you, most things go well, then you'll just be like, oh, I have the tools to, like, relax, and I also have the history that, like, things usually go well for me, and it's like, I mean, obviously, maybe I'm not, um, maybe, I've worked on this, and I've definitely, like, trained myself to, like, think about things this way, and, um, you know, and to learn to enjoy myself. And obviously, I still have bad days or whatever. Um, but what I've kind of gathered is that, like, the more you can figure out how to do this, the more you can just, like, really savor the peaceful moments, the relaxed moments in your life where, like, nothing is happening, but it's like, you know, there's walls that hold up your room, There's, like, traffic outside that's, like, somehow going where, 99% of cars that go by don't actually get into accidents. Like, people out enjoying Mother's Day, you know what I mean? Like, after all the, dramas in the world, people are gonna go out and enjoy Mother's Day today. And, it's like, how crazy is it that, you can get, like, a sparkling water? You know what I mean? Like, think about all the intense stuff that happens to go into a LaCroix, to go into a sparkling water, and you're like, oh, I don't have to freak out. You know what I mean? Like, what? There's no poison. Like, most sparkling waters that you have never had poison in them. You know what I mean? Like, never had, like, a crazy, like, nothing you've ever drank has had a crazy amount of poison in you. And if it has, it's been, like, a blip in your life. Like, that's, I guess, and obviously we have it better in America than most other places, but that's how that's how you spread that peace, really, is like by acknowledging it and, you know, not making, like, who's going to cause more problems for someone, you know? People who feel like inner peace and joy in life, or people who are like just stressed out watching, you know, the news all the time, you know, trying to solve a problem that it feels like you are putting more effort into than is helping. You know what I mean? And I'm not even trying to like talk about, you know, the war in Iran or something like that. Uh, it's just kind of like certain things where it's like, you know, if you can make someone's day a little better, who's, you know, um, not gonna go, like, if you can spend 10 minutes on the phone with someone you love who's like possibly gonna go onto Facebook later and like start some argument, but they have like a nice feeling in their day, and they can build momentum from that. Um, you know, it's like that's how you make life better for people, you know. And it's like, obviously, it's obviously not as simple as that, but it also, like, it's as simple, it's it's simply like how it's like my favorite way to affect people, you know what I mean? And I feel like I have seen I've seen the results in my family's lives, you know? I've seen the results in like the way that people interact with me, and like, you know, and I feel like when I talk to people now, I feel like I'm adding to their lives. And when I'm adding to their lives, like, I'm like, okay, these things are, you know, good things for me, and these things are, you know, I'm building a support system, and I'm building, you know, I'm helping things grow. And, you know, and it's like, just it feels literally just like pointing out something that could be good, you know what I mean? Speaking of which, this is what I got my mom for Mother's Day. She's gonna keep the bear for a long time, probably. Anyways,